He took the Owl Hoot Trail. White folks really something. Anyway, uh, yeah, but not Owl Hoot. We the owl. We the owl road. But the Owl Hoot Trail, the Owl Hoot Trail is a road that people get on, and that's specific for them. They're riding the Owl Hoot Trail right now. Boss man is right now. We might be like the wise old owl. You know, when I go to California, there's an owl. I see them, especially in the morning. If I get out there early in the morning, I just look up there as an old owl. And I've been seeing them for years. They must live a long time, but they got. But anyway, the Owl Who Trail for Boss Man. Boss Man, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Oh, strike back cycles, spiritual warfare. We didn't kind of cover that. Remember, we're not fighting with what other people wanted us to. If we did that, we wouldn't be nowhere. If we're going to use any of the techniques that other people would use, you use the techniques according to time, place, and circumstance, and what you're dealing with. So, are there any questions or comments? Comments is fine if anybody wanted to analyze what we talked about and make a.
Here in America, Hollywood mocks Nazis, and you can't compliment Adolf Hitler in any way, or you get called a Nazi and stuff. But you made a good point about the military buildup on Russia's border, and how America hates Nazism. You can only imagine what the Russians think about them with the lives lost.
Good God Almighty. Yeah, they traumatized. They call it the Russians call that the Great Patriotic War. When the old people come out now with all their medals, they get big props. There's 4 or 5 of them left probably, but they call it the Great Patriotic War.
Cheering. It's like here they compared it to America, right. Where in America when they're on Veterans Day or what have you,
right,
waving flags,
right,
because they don't have that same experience of losing so many people in the war. Yeah. And so I thought that was really a missing element.
Yeah, that you highlighting the cultural element of Russia. Right. What Nazis did to them.
Right.
I mean, you're going to have a military buildup with Nazis in power.
Yeah. You cheering.
80 years ago, maybe. And people are still alive that can relate to that. It's just, it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes those cultural elements and the historical aspects get missed, and I thought that was a really great connection.
Right. Alhamdulillah. No, they're not gonna. There's about 2 or 3 Americans even know that 28, let's just take 28 million people was killed. America can't imagine 28 million nothing. I mean, they talk about a few 100,000 people about the flu, 1918, what was that? Spanish flu, yeah. Of course, it wasn't from Spain, but they call it that. The people, they don't know. They was traumatized for years about the Civil War. 670 some thousand people was killed in the Civil War, and they never got over that. They to this day they just getting over. And the Southerners down in Dixie, they may not be over it yet because, yeah. Anyway, so, alhamdulillah, so are there any questions or comments?
I think this is a question and a comment, I think. There are Ukrainians who are fighting alongside of Russian. The Zionist news hide this fact. They are talking about the resistance and how they are sending weapons. My question is how the Russians are controlling the sea and the air. I would believe they do have American special forces wearing Ukrainian uniforms doing different things behind the lines.
That's possible. They're gonna always have a few there, but the U.S. then got chewed up pretty bad. So Afghanistan, Iraq, all over there, the people, 22 Americans committing suicide per day. A lot of the homeless are military veterans. They've been trying for over 10 years to take in the homeless veterans, and they ain't half done yet. Whoever you see outside, they still, yeah, I was in the war, and then you got to realize some got out and went into police forces, and you got people in the physical police forces that was in the Gulf War. They're now sergeants, and there are other people, and their friends, their neighbors, the guys they was with over there. So you got to remember, the U.S. is not, no matter how much propaganda you put out, they'll always say, I was over there. See, the experiences are now so close together that people know, oh, we promised, they got organizations to get people out of Afghanistan and all of that. Not the government, the people they said, man, these guys saved our life, man. You know, in Iraq, they saved I can't speak a bit of Farsi or nothing, and Arabic and all of that, and they would interpret what they're saying and what they mean to us. They putting their life on the line, and we can't get them out. When it come to getting them out, oh, we got to go through the paperwork. Oh, we got to, right? And so those people, you can hear them on TV, they're everywhere. They say, man, this is dirty. And we promise the people the world, then we pack up in one day and leave, and then we leave them there. With the Taliban, with the baddest people, got the worst reputation in the world. We leave them there with them. But anyway, that's going to backfire too. Taliban going to get the Holy Ghost and get in the Sunnah, and they're going to be peace and love. Just wait and see. All that stuff. Yeah, it comes back. You know what I mean? Yeah, it comes back. You just have to wait a while. If there's no questions, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now everybody gets, up in arms. And because I relate everything to what we usually, go through, the question of accountability for that action, I saw the same thing when we started our winter offensive. As soon as you went out to, speak outside,
Mm-hmm.
the response was,
Right.
why you gotta do it like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's talking unity, but it seems like he's being, he's causing disunity.
Yeah, they say the same thing about us.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They try to box us in, and then
So that's what I Because I choose, because I try to relate everything
Right to what we to our experience.
So I just saw the similarities. Basically, that's what it is.
No, that's why we're so accurate, because everything they do to us already, they go through a cycle. They do it over and over again. So this may be the 10th or 15th cycle that we've been outside talking, and they say, we might have been down, this might have been years ago, we was down at CARE saying the same basic thing. And some of the dumb people would say, why you do that? Why we go, we take the Black Lives Matter out of the thing because you don't believe in no black lives. You know black lives. And we're telling the people everything that they read in the newspaper last year, right? Everything exactly. So the thing about our mission is that actually it just sounds a little funny, but when we read the Quran and Hadith, we kind of believe it a little bit, you know. I mean, not the super believers, but we kind of believe it a little bit. It says, do this and don't do that. Well, if it's said enough, we ain't gonna try. I ain't gonna even try to do that. If it say don't do it, we ain't. And if it say do this, okay, there's a cost to it. You know, stand up for Allah. You know, whether it's against your friends, everybody. But there's a cost to it, and we're willing to take the cost. To tell you the truth, it's not a cost anymore. I guess we've been doing it so long, it's like normal, and it ain't nothing at all. It's not arrogance like we know we're right, but we have a feeling, we have yaqeen, a certain amount of certainty in what we're doing, and so that's the important thing. And we have a little bit of certainty about them. Not we're better than anybody, or not that but we know from what we've been reading, that's not right. That's wrong. And if you want to put the thing at what keeps the scale, the thing right in the middle of the balance, right, wrong, right, wrong. Okay, and so we just keep it simple. So if they want to have a million people at Juma and not tell them nothing, okay. And all the criterion for the Quran, unity, is there, okay, that's wrong. So we're going to do that. We ain't going to overdo it to make everybody mad and talk about you a bunch of hypocrites and stuff like that. No, we're not going to do that. We might have done it years ago, but you gain some information. Eventually, those people are going to be our allies. They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. There's absolutely nowhere to go. They can go join the Saudis. Look at what we told them about the Saudis. Look where the Saudis are now. Look at some of the other Gulf states walking, holding hands with the Zionists. And they got all them Palestinians they let living in their country, and they're breaking their hearts. Okay, we don't have to argue about what's right and what's wrong. It's all clear. Okay, so, alhamdulillah, we thank y'all very much. Aqulu qawli hada wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum.